Hi everyone. Now in the previous video we have seen delete statement, right? That how we can delete the data and what is the best practice. Now in this video let's try to understand whether we can delete the data from the different tables or not, or in which condition we cannot delete. So I'll just simply give you an example that we have the EMP table and DEPT table, right? So let me see the data. In the DEPT table we have total 4 number of records, and in your EMP table we have total 14 records. I have, or more than 14, yeah, total we have 14 records right now. Now my question is that can we delete data from the DEPT table? Now let me run this query: delete from DEPT table. Can we delete the data from the DEPT table? Let me press Ctrl Enter. It says integrity constraint, child record found. So I have covered this topic in the segment of integrity constraint. What is integrity constraint, and what is parent table, what is child table, what is the relationship between parent table and child table, right? So here in this case your EMP table, this is your child table, and here DEPT is your parent table. We have a primary key foreign key relationship between these two tables, right? So let me show you how do you know whether we have a primary key foreign key relationship between these two tables and we have the integrity. So let me just simply select the EMP table. We have a user Pavan in the navigation bar. I have created on my own user. Select this table wala folder and click on EMP table, right? When you click on any of the table, you can see so many tabs, right? What are the column we have and what is the data that we have. Now let me go to the constraints tab, right? In the constraints tab we have a primary key constraint pk_emp. That means we have employee number as a primary key, and we have one foreign key constraint fk_dept number, where department number is a foreign key. I'll show you this, that what is the reference table we have. Now reference table, the relationship table name is DEPT. You have selected EMP table and the relationship that you have with the department table. That means overall, if I tell you the whole and soul story is there is a relationship, right? Now if you have a relationship, then you cannot delete the data from that parent table, right? It's an interview question. That's the reason I'm discussing it. So interviewer may ask you that can we delete the data from the parent table? So the right answer is yes, we can delete that. We can delete that if we delete the constraint. If we delete the constraint, right? Or if we drop the constraint, not delete the constraint, if we drop the constraint, right? Now I've taught you that how you can drop the constraint, right? So how you can drop the constraint? You have the alter table statement. In my previous videos I have covered the alter table statement, and in that I have taught you that how you can drop the constraint of a table. If you're dropping the constraint of a table, means you are changing the structure of a table. Okay, you are changing the structure of the table. That's the reason you are doing an alter table statement. I am saying alter table, table name, drop constraint, and this is the constraint name. Now from where I can find this constraint? I can go to the EMP table and I can copy the constraint name from here. This is the constraint name, the foreign key constraint name. Let me copy the constraint name and let me paste it over here. Same fk_dept. Now if I run this query, it says table EMP altered, right? That means this constraint has been dropped now. Now can I delete the data from the DEPT table? Yes, now I can delete the data from the parent table because there is no constraint, right? Let me select the statement and press Ctrl Enter. It says 4 rows deleted. Why? Because now there is no relationship. Now if I want to get my data back, what do I need to do? I just need to run the rollback, right? You run the rollback statement and then you can have your all the 4 rows back in your DEPT table. Select star from DEPT. So you have these 4 records back in your DEPT table. Alright. Now one more thing to remember over here is that in which condition you can do rollback and in which condition you cannot do rollback. Now we will be covering TCL, that is Transaction Control Language Commands, separately. There are a lot of interview questions and MCQ questions are being asked in the examination when you are going for a certification. But just to give you a basic idea that in which condition you can do rollback and in which condition you cannot do it. So whenever you are firing a DML statement, whenever you are running a DML statement, whenever you are running a data manipulation language statements, then in that case you can do a rollback. Your data will be rolled back. But whenever you are firing a DDL statement, you cannot do rollback. That's an interview question, by the way. So whenever you are firing a DDL statement, what are the DDL statement? Create, alter, drop, and truncate, right? These are the four. Create, alter, drop, and you have one more called truncate. So when you're firing these statement, you cannot do rollback. But whenever you are doing insert, update, and delete, these are DML statements, right? Data manipulation language statement. So whenever you're firing these statements, then in that case you can do rollback. All right. So I have just deleted my records and then I did a rollback. So that's the reason I'm able to get my records back. So that's the small point that I wanted to cover over here, that in which case you can delete the record and in which case you cannot delete the record. All right. I hope you understood the concept. See you in the next video.